Oh, yeah.
Day two.
Day two.
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff to get done. Pretty excited. There should be some good stuff going on today.
Extra walls and stuff. And
extra balls and stuff.
Yeah.
Lazy little bitch.
Hello. Alright, so here's our goals today. To do more of that over there. Good stuff.
It's pretty sick.
So more of these walls. This is the first one we did. Pretty good.
That's a good car.
Okay, you have a good night.
Jesus. You know what? Can I buy that one off you?
Jesus, nice trip. See you next fall. So these walls.
You know they gave me a vagina?
This is the frame from the inside. Good stuff. We got another one to build. At least one more. We're sort of gauging that and figuring out if we're gonna do, what, 2 or 3?
Maybe we'll need 3. We'll be able to judge it once we get this next one on.
Well, in the video, or in the previous video, we showed that it's gonna say Mara, the name of the ship. So it needs enough space to spell that.
Well, 2 for sure is fine. 2 letters on each one.
Yeah.
3 might be a little bit off. Well, I mean, according to the cracks.
Later on, we'll tell you about the story this year. In the last video, we showed you the concepts, and you saw that it was called Necrospace.
Necrospace.
Yeah, so that's the name. So here's this wall.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did my pen get in the way of your ass?
Heavy 2x4 shit. This has been hell cutting these because these are not regular walls. We didn't really tell you earlier how we're doing this. So basically, short description of it is that we're just cutting the 2x4s according to this, and then we're taking the pieces from last year, the plywood that we had, some of it new, some of it old, and we're cutting it into 33 inches, 36, and then 33 again. And it's obnoxious because it gives us exactly 8 feet, like a regular wall. As you can see, that one is actually up and then it stands about the same height. It gives us the same exact height, but because of the angles and coming in and stuff, it makes it so we can't get all 3 cuts from just one piece. We have to kind of cut into a new one, and it just is really sucky. But we're cutting these angles right here, and then it just sits on this, and then we're screwing it all in, and then we're attaching it to this, and that gives us the basic shape that we need. This is the doorway going into the ship. That's the other thing that we did. Don't you guys look at that? That was possibly the hardest part so far. Just in general, it was really difficult because these are both freestanding, so we just attach it to that. This is where the ship facade ends on this side. They're gonna come around this, and this is gonna feed into the garage. So we're not gonna cut this like we did this one right here, like that. But anyway, guys, before we go any farther too, I thought I would explain why we're actually doing this in the backyard where we're starting this, because we're actually doing this a little earlier than we've started before. Couple extra weeks to be building and stuff, and because this is like such a big project, the ship and the facade and all that stuff, we need absolute level ground. We can't do anything on the driveway because it's all angled, and even on the dirt or anything like that, like elsewhere, it would just be obnoxious to do it on the grass in the front yard, because we are starting earlier, so I think our neighbors would complain too. But we're starting in the backyard, kind of doing a proof of concept and everything, and sort of getting it, because you got this much more level, hard ground to work off of. There's a lot of space. I mean, we're only gonna do one more piece like right here, so it's like, that's not a big deal. There's plenty of space to go. The whole facade total length should be about 19 feet, and the driveway is 35, I believe, from side to side. And then obviously, like I said, this is just like, you're only gonna see this panel, and then this is gonna cut away, and right here, this is gonna be black, like forest stuff, feeding into the garage. But it's a whole new facade, whole new theme and all that, so it's just much more difficult to work with this stuff, and we have to kind of like figure it out in the backyard first because of just like time and all that stuff. All right, everybody. This is the backstory for our 2015 haunt, Necrospace. I won't waste a whole bunch of time, explaining logistics and all that. I'll kind of just give you the bare bones story. So here goes. The year is 2022. Science has dethroned religion to a point of great concern for many of the extremists throughout the planet, and a mass experiment is given the green light and is conducted to tip the scales toward belief and faith. The experiment is like a mass lobotomy for all the people that, don't follow faith anymore. The procedure is classified as mandatory for civilians everywhere, carried out by the extremists in secret, like, by police or whatever, if you will, kind of like the Gestapo, in the 1930s and early 1940s. A secret mission is launched into space by the greatest minds of the world as the powers that be began abducting people to perform the mass lobotomies. Using a sleeper ship from a hidden cargo bay, the scientists go into hypersleep. They get launched up, into space because, they know that there's going to be a disaster here on Earth. During their stay in space, they are prematurely disrupted because of a malfunction 10 years into their mission, and they crash back into Earth. They narrowly survive the wreck, and it's 2032 now. They find Earth overrun with subhuman remains, of the human race, and they're vicious, mindless, killing machines now, everybody. And now submerged in all the horror, the scientists must survive with no weapons and few resources. They were not prepared for this. And ultimately, that's what we want everyone going through to feel like. You're just kind of like the outsider here, and you're just among just everything, and you're gonna see all these astronauts in spacesuits, and they're just lobotomized, and it's like the remains of the ship. I mean, ultimately, when you go through the maze, you're gonna see that none of the crew, survived, really. And that's pretty much it. The faithful set out to keep us all out of hell, but instead brought it straight to planet Earth. And that's Necrospace. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Now you saw the story. For those of you still watching, stay where you are. Shut up! So you can see this. This is what we've done. This is the last wall. So the body of the ship is done. As far as the outside goes, that's the last facade wall. Holding it up right there and giving a little extra support because it needs it. This is framed. This wall now is, we cut the angles and all that. So you go like this, down this way, then make a left. And then in this hallway, they're gonna have also angled, like the arches right there, up there, octagonal this way as well. And then it's gonna feed into the garage from this way. Like it's gonna, when it's on the driveway, obviously it's gonna go through here, and then you'll go into the garage. I need to get a little more wood. It's late now, but walls are pretty much done. You need to beam right there. This is gonna be like dead space. We'll close that off, and when they get around to this point, from wherever they're coming from, say over this way, this will be something else. This just for show on that side, just to kind of like, sell that it's a ship. We needed 3 walls. We decided that we would have 3 walls. And as far as this goes, we'll do that probably probably tomorrow, hopefully doing paint. But this looks pretty good. And then there's this wall right here as well. They go through the doorway. Doorman! This way right here. This wall now, so you can't see straight through. And then the chair, that'll represent like where the captain sits and all that. This is gonna be framed, and then they're gonna go through this way, obviously. Maybe controls and stuff on this side. This was pain in the ass. We had to have this perfect, so it was seamless, all up and down this. Not very easy to do. Just very time consuming, getting like all these perfect cuts. We had to make sure that this was exact. There was really no way around it. And then it's the 2x4s that make it a pain in the ass. Finally done with it. And then really just that wall left. And that's basically the hardest part of this ship is done. Then after the painting and stuff, it's just the control panel in the front cockpit and stuff like that. It's not that difficult.
To the mirror.
Hello.
Nice. Let's maybe this one.
Stupid idiot. Jerk.
Yep, so.
Yay
good
for.
story, by the way.
Yes.
What do you mean, yay for the what?
I just said yay. Oh, I was going to say yay for the day that we built today.
Yay. Goodbye, day. But.
Yeah. Sledgehammer. Anyway,
Sickening.
this is the end of the video. Showed you the story. Walls are done. Next video, we're gonna do paint. We'll probably do paint and turbines for the sides.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Because this is like, there's a lot of like weird just stuff, and we still gotta cut off the ends of the screws
Before we paint anything, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be a tedious job.
But we've been getting a lot of stuff done in each day, so
Yeah.
I mean, I'm shooting for that. Maybe one turbine.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll do time lapses, probably the turbines and the painting. See you tomorrow.
Peace out. See ya. I want to promote Daily Titan, Custody Fortune.
Yeah.
I work for them.
You have a good night.
All right.